everybody, and welcome to Less Loved. Last week we took a look at the Fourth Horseman, so if you did not see that, I will leave a link in the description for you to go and catch up on where we're at with the Less Loving. Now, this week was a gun that's been suggested for quite a long time that I've never actually covered in a Less Loved, and that gun is the First Curse. First Curse is the exotic hand cannon that is like the last word, but totally opposite. The first perk is called Deadeye, which gives a bonus to range, stability, and movement speed when aiming down sights. The ballistics that we can choose from are CQB ballistics, smooth ballistics, and soft ballistics. In the middle column, we can choose between quick draw, lightweight, and speed reload. And finally, the First Curse perk, which with the first precision kill of the magazine refills it, granting bonuses to range and stability until the player reloads. Boasting one of the slower rates of fire for hand cannons as well as the highest impact, First Curse definitely packs a punch. This archetype of hand cannon isn't very popular amongst the PvP community. People tend to lean more towards AS Luna types or Palindrome / Lord High Fixer. A lot of hand cannons within this archetype do tend to be rather difficult to use, because if you miss a shot, you are punished heavily, and they generally tend to be rather slow and sluggish, handling wise as well as reload speed. First Curse, however, is a very interesting weapon. With its Deadeye perk, you gain bonus range, stability, and movement speed when aiming down sights. Couple Deadeye with the First Curse perk, where the first precision kill is going to give you a ton more stats. You end up with some pretty impressive stats to work with, coupling Deadeye and the First Curse perk together. A normal hand cannon without any range perks in the middle column would be completely useless, but due to these perks coming together and creating more stability, creating more range, you end up being able to use this weapon with different middle column perks. So instead of using rangefinder, instead of having rifle barrel and all these other things, First Curse and Deadeye perk works together to give you those stats that you need in a hand cannon to make it useful, but you can also run quick draw, which you would never be able to use on any other hand cannon, definitely not a legendary hand cannon, because you need those range stats in order for a weapon to be useful. If you love being rewarded for being a precision shooter, then the First Curse really plays into that fantasy. If you can be patient and precise with this hand cannon, you'll be rewarded with a refilled mag and a boost to your stats to make you even more deadly. Quick draw is a huge reason that I enjoyed my time playing with the First Curse. I personally coupled this hand cannon with a sniper, so being able to hit a body shot and switch incredibly fast to my primary to finish them off was invaluable. Now, of course, you can do that with other classes, such as you can be a warlock using Ophidian aspects and you can have quick draw on everything, or you can be a blade dancer. But if you want to be any other class, if I want to play my Night Stalker, if I want to be on my Titan, then having a primary with quick draw and having a sniper with quick draw means that I just have quick draw. Everyone has quick draw, and it's such an invaluable perk, especially when you're trying to snipe in the current world of Destiny PvP that can be a little fast-paced, a little bit apish of people running at you. When you have the First Curse and a quick draw sniper, you can quickly body shot and finish them off without having to be a blade dancer or an Ophidian aspect warlock, which is amazing. Another really cool thing about the First Curse, if you are wanting to run it with a sniper, is that you can run one of the lower impact sniper rifles and still be able to switch to your primary and finish them off with a single hit from the First Curse because of how high impact the First Curse is. Also, you can two-tap people if they're low light level, so if you happen to be an Iron Banner or Trials of Osiris and you run into people that have a significant light difference to you, the First Curse can two-tap. So that's always fun. However, if the fantasy of being a precision cowboy bounty hunter guy doesn't really tickle your taste buds, then maybe it's aim assist will, coming in at an insane 90 aim assist, which is 20 higher than the 70 aim assist on the Palindrome and 40 higher than the 50 aim assist on the AS Luna. And I guess it makes sense because the First Curse is all about being a precision shooter. You get rewarded for hitting those precision shots, so the aim assist is higher for you to be able to live out your fantasy of being the precision cowboy bounty hunter guy. But I honestly thoroughly enjoyed my time running around with the first curse. Although this hand cannon is a very slow firing one, it doesn't feel sluggish at all. Unlike Ill Will, when I'm using Ill Will, I'm like, oh my god, I'm going to reload maybe by the next game. But first curse doesn't feel sluggish. It's fast, agile, and light. I can switch to it quickly, pace my shots, and feel rewarded by the weapon for becoming that precision shooter. The weapon forced me to change up my playstyle to fully take advantage of the strengths of this hand cannon, and I can safely say that I had a blast. I tried coupling it with a shotgun to begin with, and I thought that would make sense because first curse is a very slow firing weapon. It would make sense that you then have something to deal with close range encounters, but I actually found that that didn't really work for me. I didn't find that being this precision shooter and then having a shotgun really worked out to make this playstyle be beneficial for using this hand cannon. So as soon as I switched to using it with a sniper, which doesn't really make sense, but it does when you use the weapon, when I coupled it with a sniper, I found that I had a much better time. And I think it's because it forced me to be in a single playstyle. And that single playstyle is to go for headshots with all of my weapons, to be maybe a little bit further back and picking people off, and to generally not be in people's face. The whole point of using the first curse and using any precision weapon, especially one that's going to reward you for being precise, is you want to stand back a little bit. You don't want to be super in the action. You want to kind of be off to the sides, picking people off who are low health, and then also using your sniper, switching to your primary whenever you need to. I found that that was the style that worked. Go all in on being this precision shooter, and you will find that the first curse is amazing. So I definitely had a really good time with it. Having quick draw on everything is amazing. Quick draw on a hand cannon feels so good. It makes the weapon feel just so light and agile, and that's so not something that you can find within this hand cannon's archetype. And we never really get to use those high impact hand cannons because they tend to just have not very good base stats. Well, if you want to use a high impact hand cannon, the first curse is definitely gonna be the way to go. I had a blast with it, and I think you could too if you give the first curse a chance to show you how great it can be. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let me know in the comment section which weapon, either exotic or legendary, you would like to see in next week's Less Loved. And if you enjoyed it, please leave it a like. I love you guys, and I'll speak to you awesome people later. Bye.